Welcome to the Blame It on the Boogie podcast. We just today, at this particular moment, we just three good-looking brothers just here to talk about a little thing called sports.
Three amigos.
Number 4 will show up a little later, but right now, we down with Trey.
we all we got.
We all we got. This is episode number 31. 31. This is our Reggie Miller episode. Reggie.
That's number 31 to do it.
How do you flick his wrists together like this when he shoot?
Twist it. Yeah. Twist it. But it went in. That's all that count.
Mm-hmm.
We're at the same time.
Well, so sometimes you got to kick people.
We're going to start it off like we always do with our roll call. What's your name? What's your sign? Y'all know how it works. We got starting with in the top right, all the way from Phoenix, Arizona, Dante Geechee Dan Nash. I don't know what that is, but coming from
he came from China,
the suburb of St. Louis called Florissant, Missouri. Antoine D-O-O-Z-E Williams. And of course,
come on in.
Rod D. And a little bit later, you had a Wonder Mouse, Doran Anthony Brown. He'll be here to represent the little people. He gonna be mad when
he'll love that. Yeah, he'll love that one.
He gonna be mad when he hear that.
Oh man, that's dirty. No, he ain't gonna like that.
Oh,
he's gonna have some special words for that one.
We all part.
He should have been here on time. He should have been here on time, man. Should have been here on time.
Oh,
I don't hold nothing back. But again, we want to welcome each and every one of you to our podcast. If you haven't done it already, press that like button, that follow button, that notification button, and whatever else button you like. Send Dooze the money. Dooze waiting on it. If you got a question,
need money.
If you got a question, you can always email us at boogieblaming@gmail.com or go to our website, biotbpodcast.com, to see all of our episodes, to check out our merch page. Give us some money. We po, y'all. We need the money. Hook a brother up. Well, Doran is usually the one that does the recap.
Cash apps on her, y'all. We literally need to put our cash apps on her.
Put our cash app on there. We're gonna get a QR code and put up there so they can scan it.
And we know y'all want to give us some money. We know. We already know that.
We need that money. We need that money.
I do that. We do that.
So I see Dante's got rid of all the stuff from last week. So I don't know what the recap
real quick, fellas, y'all all know. There is no recap, man. We just gonna get right into it. That's old news. But just remind everybody, I'm on a 3-second delay. Sorry where I'm located, y'all, but that's what it is. But there ain't gonna be no recap. So what we got? Top of the agenda, though, Rodney.
Well, we gonna go right into our topics of discussion. Well, let's keep going. We gonna talk about one of our favorite sports. And that's football. But we're going to go to the NCAA ranks. So this week, last Saturday, we had the conference championship games. And on Sunday, they had the unveiling of the 4 teams that were going to be in the college football playoffs. After Georgia lost to Alabama, you knew there was going to be some mess going on. Because going into the week, you had Georgia 1, Michigan 2, Florida State 3, Washington 4. Afterwards, after Georgia lost to Alabama, the number 18 in the SEC championship game, Michigan beat Iowa. Then you had Florida State beating Louisville, and then you had Washington beating Oregon. But you also had Texas beating who they play? Oklahoma State. Yeah, it was Oklahoma State that they played. So you had Texas beating Oklahoma State. So on Saturday, you had an undefeated Michigan team, you had an undefeated Washington team, an undefeated Florida State, and then a one-loss Texas, Georgia, and Alabama. So here's the situation. Beginning of the year, Texas beat Alabama in Tuscaloosa. Texas, they had one loss. They lost to Oklahoma during the season. Georgia didn't lose a game until the SEC championship game where they lost to Alabama, who was the number 8 team. Florida State beat the number 10 team, which was Louisville. And Washington beat the number 16, which was Oregon. So, and then Michigan beat Iowa. I don't even remember what Iowa was ranked. It was Iowa win some games, 17. But their offense is absolutely atrocious. 17. All right.
17. Iowa was ranked 17.
So one would think after the games were played on Saturday, you had 3 undefeated Power 5 teams, and you had 3 one-loss Power 5 teams, all for 4 spots. So come noon on Sunday, they released the rankings. And this is what they came up with. Michigan being the number 2 team, they won their game. Georgia lost, so Michigan went to number 1. No problem with that at all. But after that is where the excitement started. You had Washington, who was 4, they moved up to number 2 by beating Oregon. They beating Oregon. I'm not gonna have too many complaints with that because Oregon was number 6. So not a whole lot of complaints with that. But then here, I
do have a complaint with that, Rod.
You do?
Hold on, real quick, Rod. I do have one issue real quick with the Washington. Technically, to me, Washington really should have been number 1 because they beat a number 6 Oregon as opposed to Michigan beating a number 17 Iowa. But we'll get back to that in a minute. Go ahead with your point, sir, and I'll put up the stats.
We can quibble about one that they made the playoffs. It doesn't really matter. As long as you get in, you're fine.
Yeah, you in. So the undefeated were fine. No problem with that. The 1 and 2, no problem.
At the number 3 spot is where the mess started. Because Florida State, who won their conference, the ACC, which has always been a strong Power 5 conference, went undefeated, won the championship game. But because their quarterback got hurt, which is no fault of the team actually won the games. Quarterback got hurt. They dropped Florida State from number 3 down to number 5. And what does 5 get you?
Alabama should have.
5 gets you out of the playoffs. So who moved up? Texas moved up to number 3. And they put the Alabama Crimson Tide in
Alabama
as the number 4 team in the playoffs. Now I have serious issues with this. Debating with Dorian, and we know we had this. I was like, "There's no way they're gonna let an Alabama team get in front of Florida State when they won the ACC championship." I had no doubts whatsoever that they were going to do that. But what I did think, my thought was, Texas was going to be in. Texas is deserving to be in. Right? They should have been in. I didn't have a problem with that because why? They beat Alabama. So they were deserving to be in. There's no way Alabama can jump Texas. But the only way the committee can make this seem logical is they had to move Florida State from number 3 down to number 5 and let both teams jump in, which is just the biggest travesty in the history of this messed up playoff system that they have all together. All right, Dante.
On the principle, they had a third-string quarterback. There's the D Almighty.
Oh, the Wonder Mouse.
This is part of what the issue is, bro.
In about 4 seconds, the teacher will begin to speak.
So we'll begin to speak.
Oh, am I in? Okay. I couldn't
You
tell
in
it
there.
was still,
Okay, go ahead.
still saying
Hey,
it was still saying
anyway,
enter in the studio.
as you see here, y'all, this is all it is. It's racketeering at its best. These boys is RICO. Bill Hancock.
You came in right at the time.
Right in time for
Okay.
this discussion, D. And y'all see there, he's the executive director of the College Football Playoff, LLC. It's a business, y'all. It's their business. Like Rodney was alluded to. This
Illegal
is
business controls America.
Exactly. Based on what I was just mentioning, Rodney, if you go by the previous ranking and the ranking criterion system that you use, based on Washington beating Oregon, a top 10 team twice, they technically should have been number one. And again, this is my ranking system. We got a professor here. He'll tell y'all I designed the college football playoff system years ago in our college living room on the couch in 1998. I was like, we had enough of this BCS bullshit. But anyway, so these are how the ranking should have come. So that's scenario one. On the left side, Georgia should have only have fallen 3 spots. Alabama at best could only move up to number 6. They were the 8th ranked team. So that's where the medians come into play and statistics and all this quantitative that comes into play. These same criteria were used the previous week. That's what brought Ohio State down from losing to Michigan down to number 6, which they were. Where they should have fallen because they lost to a top 5, top 10 tier team. But like Rodney said, when we got to Saturday and come Sunday, that all changed. They don't want to go with the ranking criteria as it should be. So on the left, that's what actually should have happened. Georgia should have still got in with their only loss in 2 years based on where they would have been slotted by losing. Texas would have been on the outside looking in and put a head up Alabama. Scenario 2 on the flip side with Rodney's scenario. Okay, Michigan's number 1. Washington slots up to number 2. Florida State should have been at 3. And Texas should have been in. If you're going to talk about the SEC, Texas should have slotted up because that's where the formula is. We all learned this in school. If A equals B and B equals C, then A must equal C.
Alabama, hey, y'all said we weren't going to talk about algebra.
Go ahead, dude.
No, I said they.
So
they said we were discussing the algebra on this show now.
They lied, y'all.
It's not even algebra. I don't even think that's algebra. I think that's logic. Yeah, that's from logic courses. Learned that in the 6th grade.
That's even more his point.
So don't say that, Dory. That's like saying our viewers ain't got logic. Oh my bad.
We weren't talking about the viewers. We were talking about Dooze.
We was talking about me.
Oh, okay. So here are the culprits, guys. Think about this. These are the people, the 12.
Boy, they ugly.
Look at them, right?
Yeah, they
These
ugly.
are the 12 people who are making the decisions of college football, y'all. Let's go back and look at them again. There they are.
Put up the brother with the toupee right there.
Oh man. I was hoping you ain't gonna say nothing, Rod.
Rod, you get you one of them.
Oh no, I'm good. I'm straight. I'd rather wear a hat. I keep my hat on, bro.
Hey,
is that like a folded skull cap?
Joe look like he could take that off and hand it off to Mr. Rod West. But those are
his barber's wooden leg must be broke. he's cutting like this.
So those are the 13 people responsible for the shenanigans that took place this past Sunday, y'all. And we're gonna get more into the
Keith must cut his
college football playoff as we get into the holidays. So we talking about people foreheads and come on, y'all. Let's
about his haircut. Man, you can't tell me that wasn't the worst haircut. That's one of the worst haircuts I ever seen. His haircut worse than, and I love him. Don't get me wrong. I love him. I love him. I love him. I love him. But his haircut is worse than James Brown on CBS. And Kurt Menefee. Man, bro, Kurt Menefee got the man, them two cat. Okay, anyway. Yeah, that's horrible.
I have to go back and look again. It's square as you can get. I have to go back and look again.
His head, man.
So here's my issue with the whole thing.
You got that gangster lean line.
All right, man, y'all stop talking about the Joe Taylor head, man.
His glasses going opposite direction of his.
Y'all stop talking about Joe Taylor. All right, so here's my issue with the selection committee. All the way up until this past week.
Select a barber.
All the way up to this past week, you use the same criteria, but then come the last week of the season, now all of a sudden you want to change what you've done the whole year. There's been injuries all year. There have been players that have gotten hurt all year, but you wait until the last game and you punish a team because one of their players got hurt. The thing is, you punishing the whole team. Who's to say? What was it? When Cardell, what's his name? Cardell
Jones.
When Cardell Jones came in the playoffs, his first start, and won 3 straight games and won the championship. So who's to say that this third string quarterback who didn't really have a good game, you have to admit that, but he got a whole month to get ready. As a matter of fact, the second string quarterback will be back in time for the bowl game. So to punish a team because one player got hurt is just not, it's collusion, first off, because you really wanted that SEC team in there. I sent a message to y'all saying that Saban bullied the committee into making sure that they got into that championship, the tournament.
The whole thing was they did whatever they had to do to justify to try to get Alabama in there. Mm-hmm. But it's no justification for Alabama getting in there.
None whatsoever.
Man, you say collusion. I think it's a whole other word.
What's that?
Bullshit. It's some bullshit, Geraldo. Look, man. Okay. This is my thing about it. Okay.
Right turn to left, y'all.
Even aside from being a Florida State fan and being truly upset that Florida State didn't make it. Now, I heard some arguments. I thought that because I think me and Rodney talked about this a little bit one day, because it was right after I was watching the Pat McAfee show. And
he's a fan.
No, I'm not. It just be on while I'm watching ESPN. It come on, so I leave it on. So anyway, but it's starting to grow on me. I can't lie. But anyway,
Pat, come see Dorian, Pat.
They were talking to my man Kirk Herbstreit. Mm-hmm. And Kirk Herbstreit made the comment, and now you've been hearing this a lot. Is it the best team or the most deserving team? Just because, and what they were saying, and then Chris Fowler said this the other day as well, when he was being interviewed by Scott Van Pelt. He was like, not all the time is the most deserving team the best team. Okay, now with that said, let me say that I completely disagree with that. And this is why. At first, I contemplated and I thought about it, and I was like, okay, yeah, I kind of see their point. But then I thought back to the fact that, well, what this says, it flies in the face of everything that they say about winning.
Do it on the field.
What's the point of going and leaving it all out on the field? What's the point of going to play? What's the point of being mad at these players who sit out the bowl games? What's the point of doing all of that when you cheat a team? Literally, you cheat a team that won every game. They did everything that they were supposed to do. They won every game. They beat everybody that was in front of them. And I know y'all talked about this when I came in. They did everything they were supposed to do. They beat the ranked teams. They were ranked, all this kind of stuff. And then at the end, you change it all up. But what you're telling them is that winning doesn't matter. What you're telling them is money matters. And that's the whole thing that you've been preaching against. The whole thing about not wanting to pay these players, about going to court, trying to keep from giving them their NILs. all of these things that you tried to do when they had them old school NCAA restrictions, where where if a player was stranded on the side of the road, if the coach picked him up and fixed his flat tire, that was an NCAA violation. I watched this thing the other day with Chris Webber talking about he was going to go to Michigan State, but he went to a Minnesota. He went on a recruiting trip to Minnesota. He said they took him to a football game. After the game was over, he was walking around and he shook someone's hand. And the person's whose hand he shook was somebody from Michigan State or whatever. And because of that, it was an NCAA violation and he couldn't go to Michigan State, which is where he wanted to go. So everything that you've done completely flies in the face of everything you preach. Like Barry White said, practice what you preach. Practice team first. Practice working hard and winning. You preach that, but then you don't practice it when it comes to the values that you have when you're in the selection committee and you're picking this teams. Because that's basically what you did is you picked dollars over value. And this is supposed to be, the college experience is supposed to be a valuable experience. But I guess what you're teaching these kids is that life ain't fair and that money is what really matters and money rules the world, because that's exactly what happened. The only reason that there's an SEC team in there is because they wanted the money. And I said this to the brothers, to the frat brothers in the group chat. I said, there's no way that there's going to be a college football playoff without an SEC team. I said, now I thought that it would be Georgia. I said they're not gonna drop Georgia out the top 4. Georgia will stay in there. Maybe Bama will be 5. But I said it's gonna be Georgia. I said it won't be Bama, it'll be Georgia. But then they fooled me. It ended up being Bama, right? So again, that was my thing. It's just the hypocrisy of it all, right? So with the college football playoff committee, they're a bunch of hypocrites.
Real quick, guys. And not the hypocrites. Real quick, 2 things. Speaking of the money, like I said, the CFP is an LLC. It's a business, a private corporation. They run this. But 2 things on the money part. If y'all didn't know, Ron DeSantis from Florida, their governor, whatever he is ready.
Florida.
He's getting ready to do their budget. Yeah, he's doing their budget. He's going to be asking for a couple $1 billion or whatever. But he said he's ready to commit $1 million of next year's budget to Florida State University to sue the CFP for what happened. And I'm all with you, Mr. DeSantis. That's probably been the best thing you've done. You might get reelected if you pull that off. But that's what needs to happen. The CFP is a business. It is not associated with the NCAA. Who runs the CFP? ESPN. People need to realize that. That trophy that we showed you earlier is an exhibition trophy. It has nothing to do with the NCAA. So people, remember that. Going back to the money, I like this move right here, guys, that was put up here. Like I said, basically, they were like, okay, FSU kids that went 13-0, deserving everything, go ahead and take all the little per diem, the little travel money, the little headphones that they probably going to give you or whatever, the hotel stay and all that, and then don't play. I would do that. Mess up their money because it's all about the advertisers.
First thing, I'm gonna erase the mention of Ron DeSantis' name on this show. We will not give this man one moment of spotlight whatsoever.
A positive spotlight.
He might actually help college football for Florida State, man. He might be helping Dorian.
Here's the reason.
I'm an African American studies.
Dorian's football team.
No, I'm an African American studies professor first. So again, I say the same thing about Ron DeSantis that I say about
$1 million. That $1 million ain't gonna help.
No. Here's the thing. All he doing it for is a political stunt. I want no political stunts. I want him to have nothing to do with help, Ron. I don't want nothing. Want him to have nothing to do with this situation whatsoever. Now, to your second point, boycotting the game. If that ain't the stupidest idea ever presented to these players, because these players, yes, they're heartbroken. They're absolutely torn up. But this gives them the opportunity. Anytime you can put tape down, a game tape down, you have an opportunity to advance your career. So for them to be able to go and play in this game to get that exposure is well beyond the heartache that they're experiencing right now by not being able to be in the playoffs. That those players, because at the end of the day, maybe someone will see a kicker kick the ball and decide, you know what, we like that kicker, we're gonna bring him in for our team in the NFL so he can actually get paid. So
the boy's good.
I don't agree. I don't agree with the boycotting. But what I will do, if you want to do something, you know, wear a patch or something that will piss off the NCAA instead of state. Put on something like we hate the BCS or something. Yeah. Like he hate me when he used to have in the back of his jersey.
I'm sorry. I'm with the boycott. I agree with the NCAA. I mean, I agree with the boycott in the sense that
I do too.
I think the thing about boycott and protest is it's about sacrifice, and if you have to make a sacrifice to want change, and if they want some kind, don't get me wrong, you know, we know that next year, of course, they're gonna move to 12 teams, but now the 13th team gonna be mad, 13 and 14 gonna be mad. So it really is not gonna change much, right? Unless you start doing something like an NCAA basketball tournament, right? But then still 65 and 66 mad too. So it ain't gonna matter. Somebody is gonna be mad. But I agree with the idea of the boycott making a point of that this game is about what happens on the field, not what's happening in the boardroom. And that we need to get back to this idea of what it is that is happening on the field, not what it is that's good for your pocketbooks. And I think that and to be honest with you, if you really wanted this to really make a difference, everybody needs to protest.
Exactly.
But I'm talking about if you wanted to, I mean, really, the players like the same way that the Bannons did. You know, if you want to make that kind of statement, then everybody would need to boycott. Now we know that that's not going to happen. But if I was Florida State, I would have no problem with boycotting that game. I would have no problem if they chose to boycott. I would have no problem with that. No problem at all.
That to boycott would have to be a player's decision.
What's the
I agree with that.
No.
I still think a boycott is in order.
The reason I say that is because the school is not going to give up what to get $8 million guaranteed in the Orange Bowl. The school not giving up that money. They're not going to do that. Right.
That's my point from the beginning. It's about money. They need to show these folks that it's not about the money. That it's about
the school is trying to exploit the student,
the players on the field.
No, okay. So here, all right.
The principle.
No, so here's
principalities involved. Smokey.
This is the whole thing you have to look at, because it's more than just the football players. Because that $8 million also goes to fund the rest of the athletic department. So you're not just you're making a statement for the football program, yes, but you're also hindering
sacrificing for everybody else.
Yeah, you're hindering the ability of other sports to operate. So that's what I said. Boycotting the game. What I would do is
the first flaw in your argument is the fact that the money for this money that they get now is extra. They hadn't counted on this money. The budgets for football and the budgets for those other sports have already been set for years in advance. This little $8 million or however much that they get from this game ain't but a drop in the bucket of the budgets that they already have. So that's the first flaw in your argument. Yep. So let's get to the second one after you make your next point.
Hold on.
Absolutely.
All right, so
it's like the it's like the in-season tournament money that they're doing in the NBA. This is just bonus.
Right, it's bonus. It's extra
revenue from the TV.
There's no way that they can already.
That's where the headphones and everything else comes in, and they divide that.
Right.
They're in the Orange Bowl, right?
There's no way that they could have already counted this money
they
in their
control
budgets
of that conference money.
So, all right, to rebut your thing, there's
my rebuttal.
Yeah.
To put the butt in your rebuttal.
Whatever monies they get, be it extra or whatever, it still enhances your athletic department. So now you can actually do more stuff. Yeah, you got your budget, but you got to say for instance, you got $10 million for the other athletic.
So now we got $150 million and $70.
Exactly. Exactly. So now I can do $70 more stuff for them other people,
but right
in the athletic department.
Rodney,
I hear what you're saying.
Stop. Just stop.
No. Minimal.
What those
just stop.
That is not no minimum, bro.
What those other athletic departments get is minimal. Yeah.
Exactly. They're getting
the
minimal.
Football program is still
Stop. You just said it.
The rest
they're getting minimal.
I'm making Dorian's point. Hold on.
No.
What Dorian is saying is right. Extra money.
You know what I'm saying? He's just stupid.
No, y'all just said it.
The
other athletic department,
majority of it's going to go to the football program, and then they're going to divide the difference with all the other
getting minimum. Listen, you just said it. They're getting. Listen, man, you said they're getting minimal, right? Now they can get more. You got $8 million more than you.
Stop. They just stop. You first of all, this is Florida State.
$1 million, Rodney.
This is a Big 5 school. Their budget, that $8 million ain't doing nothing for their budget. This is not Southwest Louisiana Northeast State that $8 million gonna go. This is not Jackson State. This is not you name one, Gardner Webb. This ain't Langston University, bro. This is Florida State University. They already have more than enough money to finance all of their sports and their non-revenue sports. That $8 million is not going to mean as much. Now, if this was say Creighton that you were talking about, or if this was say Ball State that you were talking about, then I would completely agree with you. But we're talking about Florida State. This would be like if Alabama decided to boycott and you making this argument that they need that money. Stop. They do not. They do not need that money.
I'm trying to get you. I'm giving you some numbers.
Right, it's about to research the thing. Hold on, he's going to research.
Preach, brother, preach.
It's all about the numbers. It's all about the numbers.
He can research to be wrong.
He's telling y'all
That's
facts.
fine.
I've been doing this research. How long, Dorian?
Be wrong.
Damn near 30 years.
So Florida State has a $11 million surplus. They have $161 million.
That they don't get those nothing for the program.
Listen, in 22, they had $161 million in revenue, right? After expenses and for all the different sports, they have a surplus of $11 million.
Okay.
Yes, you did well. But what if your ticket sales by them? Well, this year is going to be different because they actually won. So 23 will be different. But
that budget goes to the football program.
And this
keep going with your bad research.
And this is the year we're talking about too.
What's up, dude?
Digging a hole. You just digging a hole. Dig a hole.
At the end of the day,
hey, the point being, y'all.
At the end of the day, I don't care if it's $10 more.
At the end of the day,
it's more going into the coffers.
Now it's $10.
That's needed.
The point being,
move on.
The point being,
no,
we on the wrong.
You're gonna listen to my point, and you're gonna come over to my side.
We gonna get a $10 to the bowling team.
Exactly.
To get fries and a Coke at the bowling alley, because that's all.
Exactly.
Let's stop.
We're gonna agree to disagree that y'all wrong.
Right. Let's stop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's stop.
We're gonna agree. We're gonna agree to both y'all wrong, and we're gonna move on.
Yo, that's on the prize.
College football playoff is a sham, y'all. It's bullshit.
It is. At the end of the
day,
how
the money changed the situation.
At the end of the day, it's no excuse for what they did and how they did these players. Now the one thing that you're talking boycott, I would agree with a boycott if the whole ACC boycotted the whole bowl season, that all the teams
here,
from the
here we go
ACC
again. So what
boycott.
y'all think about the Heisman? Dorian beats you in that.
Right.
So we ain't talking about the boycott no more. Who
Man,
y'all
skip the
got the
Heisman. We
Heisman?
going back to Florida State.
I'm
We
going with
don't talk
Maserati.
about no Heisman.
So
Who you got? I got Maserati for the Heisman. Who you got, Dooze?
Nah. Well, first off, you got to tell the people who the finalists are.
Who are the candidates?
Since
First of all,
yeah,
Rodney,
who
since
the
you
candidates?
researching stuff, go look up the
Since you-
Heisman candidates.
Since you wanna
Tell them
it's Jaden
wrong shit.
It's Jaden Daniels, Bo
from
Nix,
LSU,
Michael Penix Jr.
From
and
Oregon.
Marvin Harrison Jr.
Penix
And
is
Marvin
from
Harrison
Washington.
Jr.
And Marvin Harrison
He transferred
is
from
from,
ASU, baby. Shout out Jay.
So, go ahead, Dante. You started it off. Who you got?
Ohio State, right?
Oh, you going Marvin Harrison?
You want Marvin Harrison? You
I
think
got
they're gonna give it to a
Maserati.
receiver?
Who, by the
You
way,
think
recent update,
you
he
think they
up
gonna give it to a
he up
receiver?
for saying he undecided.
We're gonna talk about that in a
Hey,
minute because he lying about that. But
Hey,
go ahead.
Dorian, I like that. I like that question. This is something. No, hold on. This is the point. My point of why, and this goes back to quarterbacks and something they should do. Yes, I would give it to Marvin Harrison because receivers, wide receivers, make the quarterbacks. I wish they would change the statistics to only give the quarterbacks the pass yardage that they throw and not the yak. Because when it comes down to it, wide receivers and even running backs, it's all about the yak, the yards after the catch. And when you look at his yak compared to the 5 or 10 yard dump offs like the Alabama quarterbacks used to do for years with all them top receivers, wide receivers should have been winning more Heisman trophies, in my opinion. So I'm going to stick with that. But he is the top receiver, the top most prolific offensive player in college football. So regardless of what crappy team he ends up with a crappy quarterback, he can catch the damn ball and he can get your yak. As long as he has a quarterback that can throw the ball past 5 yards because of the offensive coordinator, quarterback coach, that's the system they're in. So that's who I'm going with for the Heisman.
D-Dub, you got your candidates.
I would say I got transfer, but I'm going with.
I got to go with the quarterback. I'll take Jaden Daniels.
Okay.
The numbers, yeah. I'm a quarterback.
Wonder Mouse.
I take.
I would have Jaden second.
I actually, if I had a vote, I would go with Jaden Daniels, even though I know he's not going to win because LSU got the losses.
The record, yeah.
But this dude has 3,800 yards,
off the chain.
40 touchdowns,
40.
4 interceptions.
I thought it was 50 touchdowns.
That's 40.
That's because he's got 10 running.
Oh, okay.
He's got 40 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. So he's got a 10-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio. Sorry. He's got a 95.7 quarterback rating. It's just that LSU lost 3 games, and he's got 10 rushing touchdowns and 1,100 yards rushing. I can't get
them numbers, man. You
as good as Michael is, it's you know, Michael's gonna retire a college football player. This is 6th year. It's like, okay, you just too old. You like the 6th grader, the 7th grader playing with the kindergartners. As far as Michael Penix is concerned, Bo Nix. Anyway,
it's Bo Nix. It's Bo Nix.
Oh Lord!
Of course, I love
Bo Nix is in the system.
I love Marvin Harrison. You know, again, Ohio State. Plus, you know, he the son of one of the greatest receivers. You know, to ever lace him up as well. Shout out to Marvin Harrison Sr. But really, if it comes about, if this is an award that's really about the best player this season in college football, I have to give it to Jaden Daniels. Again, even though I love Marvin Harrison, I just don't think what Marvin Harrison did outdoes what Jaden Daniels did this year. Other than that, I'm for the best player. I don't care.
Jaden Daniels' numbers.
I don't care what position.
You can't get past that.
There's no comparison.
Jaden played in a tougher conference, and Jaden also played in a tougher conference. I may have to rethink mine. I'm gonna go with Marvin still 1A, and Jaden. Like again, the best thing that happened for him was transferring away from ASU. So I kind of in agreement with Dorian. Like I said, them numbers are just phenomenal.
Yeah, you can't shake a stick at those numbers.
What you got?
If you're talking about the best player in college football, there is no comparison whatsoever. This brother, the numbers are just stupid. I'm going with as well. I didn't say it, but I'm going with Jaden also. The numbers are just absolutely crazy. What he did.
Gosh, I feel bad for Jaden because you know how our predictions.
Yeah, now he lost.
Yeah.
He lost.
Yeah. The
But
KOD.
You're thinking
He don't
about
stand a
Marvin
chance.
Harrison. You're thinking about Marvin Harrison. Marvin Harrison he's going to be a great pro. He's a real good receiver.
Mm-hmm.
But the question is, who's the second receiver in Ohio State? Who's the number 2 receiver?
I can't pronounce his name.
My point is
probably somebody in the
probably
in the transfer portal.
Last names.
The only receiver that McCord was looking for was Marvin Harrison Jr. That's the only person he knew to throw to. Which I'm gonna throw to him anyway. But
he did the job. But it'd be different if he was throwing it to him and he was dropping it. He was throwing it to him.
I'm gonna throw it to him anyway. But it's difficult giving a receiver an award like this because they're at the mercy of the quarterback getting them the ball. Jaden, he has the ball in his hand every play, and he did great things with it. Yeah, they lost 3 games, and that might be something that made Michael Penix win because of that. And if so, you got the same travesty in this voting as you did for the 4 to go to the playoffs, because the most deserving player, the best player, is Jaden Daniels. I mean, it wasn't even close. It wasn't even close. Now the problem I have is his NFL
pedigree.
No, the where they're mocking him, where they're saying he's gonna go low first, high second. Man, I take Jaden. I take him over at least 95% of the quarterbacks in the league right now. So that's what we're saying.
Right. Don't ever listen to these quote unquote supposedly experts when it comes to quarterbacks. They always wrong. Always.
Yeah, they about like we are.
They always get the quarterbacks wrong.
His name is Emeka Ebuka.
And they're always trying to give us a
okay.
Yeah, that's the other receiver. Like I said, I knew it was a Nigerian last name. I just couldn't remember what it was.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna continue on football, but move from the college ranks to the pro ranks.
Hey, Rodney, real quick.
Go ahead.
Real quick, Rodney. Before you transition over to the NFL, back of quarterback, it's a good time to talk about some of these guys in the transfer portal.
Okay. The transfer portal is hot right now. From in the first 3 days, it was 1,000 players that got into the transfer portal. Darren, you gonna come in here and start making trying to cause problems already.
What did he say?
Coming in late.
We already know there's a delay. Can you finish answering the question?
Because it's that delay. And so Rodney was like, go ahead, Dante. And so, but Dante, because of the delay, was still talking. So Rodney was like,
we know.
Shut up, D. You got issues, man. Coming in and making problems, man. Making problems. But anyway, going back to what we were talking about. The transfer portal. After 2 days in the transfer portal, there was 1,000 players that decided to put their name in there to transfer. And a lot of big names, unexpected names. And the most notable was the Ohio State quarterback who won 12 out of 13 games this year and got forced out because he lost to Michigan and forced to go into the transfer portal. That the coach didn't give him any kind of support. Basically said we're examining all options. So if the coach's not gonna be behind you, you ain't got no choice but to leave. But Dante, give me some people or players or whatever that you saw that might be big impact players going to other teams.
So, first of all, let's not forget about the other quarterback. Remember, the Alabama, one of their backup quarterbacks is doing what? He's going into the transfer portal to go play lacrosse. Go figure that one out. But they talk about FSU third-string quarterback. Give me a break. But
hey, Jim Brown played lacrosse.
No, one of the big names that I saw.
Does he have to go into the portal to change sports?
Mm-mm.
And that's Toriano Pride. So Dorian Shashin's son, he's transferring from Clemson to Mizzou.
Oh, he going to Mizzou? Okay.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Shout out Mizzou. Shout out Mizzou.
So that was from back home. So I thought that was very intriguing. Hey, he finna team up. So you got him on the defensive side, and you got probably one of the best wide receiver in Luther Burden III from Eastside, playing for Mizzou too. Hey man, Mizzou in that Southeast Conference we saw this year, they gonna be a force to be reckoned with in the new look SEC next year.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. All right, so now we're gonna go to the NFL rank.
I got a question for y'all. Where did you all find? Where did you find the information for those in the transfer portal? Can you search for somebody in the transfer portal?
Hold on. Let's see. NCAA football.
Yeah, you can
transfer portal. All right, there is
it's updated.
I had a couple of sites that came up. Which one did you go to?
On3.com.
Yeah, I don't see that one.
The NCAA.
No, I was looking up. I was trying to look up.
The official one is the NCAA's, but it's all based off of theirs.
Right now, there's 1,211 students in the transfer portal. 22 have already committed, and 2 have entered, but then withdrew their name.
Okay, because I was trying to see.
Hey, and it's looking like a lot of them gonna be trying to head towards Notre Dame. That's something to watch too.
Yeah,
well, what's funny is on this site, on3.com/transfer-portal, it shows it shows the funny thing. It shows the where is that? The NIL value, basically like their sign-in bonus for coming to that school.
Mm-hmm.
You got Leon Lowry, just an example, went from Syracuse to Wisconsin and got an NIL deal, a signing bonus of $216,000. Xavier Sore.
Hey,
I ain't mad.
Hey, not at all, man. They deserve it all. They deserve it all. Because you know why?
Get your money.
It's just like Joe Pesci said. What did Joe Pesci say, D, about the drive-through?
They fuck you in the drive-through.
That's what they do. That's what the NCAA and the college football playoffs is doing to these players, man. So get your money. Get your money. All right. Now we go into the NFL. Any other questions?
I got him a heart.
Any other
Let us move on.
Let's go on. Let's go on.
Funny.
So the question that we ask every freaking week is, how is it that Brandon Staley still has a job?
Oh, Lord.
I don't understand. They had a 6-0? What was the score last week in the
6-0?
6. I think it was a baseball score, Rodney. That game was hard. 6-0.
You have one of the best quarterbacks in the league on your team, and you managed 6 points. 6 points. Now the question is it Brandon Staley or is it the OC that came from the Cowboys whose name escapes me right now?
Kellen Moore.
Kellen Moore.
Not at all.
Who's more at fault?
Not at all.
But that's 6-0.
It's not at all. Again, I do not blame the offensive coordinators for what the quarterbacks are doing. Number one, mainly, they have a quarterback coach. But remember this, right? This is said a lot too, putting this up. You see Quentin Johnston? Justin Herbert is a top 10 quarterback. He's still putting up big numbers. Matter of fact, they just came out with the new power ranking of quarterbacks. He's still in the top 10 or whatever, but that's the problem. They're inconsistent. You got players out there that drop balls when they should be catching them, just aren't improving. It's a coaching thing. It's a leadership thing. Quentin Johnson has done nothing for the Chargers this year, as you see compared to some of these other receivers. Like, I have Tank Dell on my fantasy league team. He been balling. Jaden Reed there. So you see all these guys that we didn't know about have been doing more than the 21st pick of the draft. First round draft pick. And it's done nothing. So it's not necessary. It's not Justin Herbert. It's a few of the players, but most importantly is leadership, and it's the coaching. It ain't Kellen Moore ain't the problem. You know, that'd be like out there in Washington. We see the Bieniemy can actually coach with the quarterback they have. He's up there in the stats. They can throw the ball. It's the talent that you have around them, and these guys just making the plays. And the Chargers have been inconsistent for years at not making the plays when they need to make the plays the most. That's leadership. And Brandon Staley, who's also a defensive-minded coach, has done nothing to improve the defense. It starts with him.
That's the part that I'm most concerned about with the Chargers. It's about the defense. And like as you mentioned, Brandon Staley came over being this great defensive mind, quote unquote. And it's the defense that's causing, other than this past week, because the defense, pitched a shutout. I don't care who you playing, you pitched a shutout. So that was good. The offense, for whatever reason,
it was against New England and Bailey Zappi. It was Bailey Zappi.
You said what, D?
I'm saying I'm talking about you talking about they pitched the shutout. I'm saying
it doesn't matter who you play, man.
It's New England.
Hey, they still NFL players, man. They still NFL players. Bailey Zappi was the quarterback. Although he's balling tonight, though. Got to give it to him.
Today is Thursday, ain't it?
3 touchdowns. Okay. I just looked over to check on him. Yeah.
He got
3
touchdowns.
21-10. 21-10.
Who are they playing? Collinsville?
The Steelers, who have no offense whatsoever. They got Mitch Trubisky is their quarterback right now.
Dang.
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah.
So,
right, which kind of goes into our next shit.
Who's your backup?
Who's in New England?
Right, that's okay.
Come on, New England.
Yeah. The Steelers what 7-5, I think.
7-5, I think it was.
I don't care what they are, as long as they lose tonight.
7-5.
And so if they lose tonight, D, your boys can catch up.
We can get back. We can get back in it. Who they?
Hey, if we're gonna talk about your quarterback in a minute too. But who's your backup? When Kenny Pickett out, as I just said, the Steelers' backup is no other than Mitch Trubisky, who for the life of me, I can't figure out why he's still in the league. But hey,
trash.
It ain't nothing really I can say about him, man. Their backup is just. The starter was horrible too. The starter was horrible too.
So his name should be Mr. Trubisky because he can't complete a pass.
Yeah, Kenny Pickett was rated real low on my quarterback ranking.
But the one that
it don't matter. Yeah, the Steelers are out of there this year. Ain't no coming back.
So another quarterback who just got injured against D-Boys last on Monday night was Sunshine.
Fabio.
It's my quarterback.
Trevor Lawrence. Not Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence.
Oh, it's Trevor Lawrence? All right. Trevor Lawrence is out. Well, he got injured.
Him and Justin Herbert. They're my two quarterbacks.
I don't know if he's out yet because he's actually he said today he's gonna try all he can to try to play. But the watching his ankle twist the way it did, Man,
it's hard to come back from a high ankle sprain.
They said, I was gonna say, they just said it's a high ankle sprain. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a hard one.
Ain't no joke, man. Ain't no joke. That's at least a 4-week recovery.
Yeah,
and that's getting treatment every day, and keeping your.
He's on my bench this week.
Yeah, I can't see him playing. But
he won't have any mobility.
Who is Jacksonville's backup? Dante knows.
Who is it, Dante?
Who's your backup? I have no idea, fellas. Oh, wait. The old San Francisco, Bobby Bedford. Bobby Bedford, right?
Oh.
Bedford,
Bobby grandson.
Yeah, Bobby Bedford.
Yeah, Bobby Bedford, something like that, right?
But yeah, it's Bedford, but I forgot his
we
first
used to have
name.
it out in San Francisco, right?
Yeah, Nash. Yeah.
He's like Bobby or something. The grandson of the Hall of Fame.
Of the GM. He's the
Bobby
grandson
is
of the GM of the Chargers, the old Chargers GM.
Yeah. But like I said, Bobby is the granddad. But if Jacksonville, if Sunshine can't play, man, I don't see them. I don't see them coming out of that division. It opens the door for the Texans.
Who they got this week, right?
All right, I'm about to tell you. They have. Where's my ESPN? Jacksonville.
That's why I have him on my bench too. Besides him being possibly hurt, I think they got a big matchup this week.
Oh, for you dudes, I know you're watching it though. 17-17, Lakers and Pelicans.
They played it. They play the Browns this weekend. They play the Ravens next weekend. On Christmas Eve, they play the Buccaneers, and then they end the season with the Panthers and the Titans. So they should definitely win the last 2 games because he should be back by then.
Yeah,
I think 3 weeks. The last 3 weeks. I think they're gonna try to bring him back against the Bucs.
Yeah, in Tampa is not. I mean, that ain't easy, but they could possibly win that game.
But they not gonna. But the thing about Jacksonville, the reason a lot of teams lose down in Tampa is because of the heat and the humidity. Jacksonville already used to that. That's what they play in. So they can go down there as the better team and just beat Tampa Bay. Most teams go down into Tampa from the cold, and then they go down there and be sweating and all that heat, and they have an issue and they end up losing. I think Jacksonville can win that game.
Yeah, they don't have to worry about getting acclimated.
Right.
So here's an update for you.
I think he'll be back by then.
Here's an update for you, D. Trevor Lawrence was practicing today.
Okay. Well, he ain't gonna play this week though. I bet he played next week against against the Ravens.
Like I said, I got him.
He might not play. He won't play against the Browns.
Yeah.
I'd rather have him play against the Browns because he has a better chance to beat the Browns than the Ravens.
Now you want to give him a week to heal up.
Yeah. Even if it's possible, don't let him play. Let you got a 1-game lead right now. Let him rest. Get that ankle to get a whole nother week of treatment before you put him back out there. Otherwise, man, you go out there and get one wrong step right now, and he already got a high ankle sprain. He done for real.
Yeah,
I wouldn't risk it. But
that's why he's on my bench this week.
These boys, Jake Browning. Who ever heard of Jake Browning?
From Washington, I remember.
Pac-12, Washington.
But he didn't know who Jake Browning was. He started playing.
No,
greatest quarterback ever. Dub.
He was a baller at Washington.
How many touchdowns he ended up with, D? Was it 4?
It's absolutely.
He ended up with.
Geach keep up with the quarterbacks. That's Washington.
Too many.
Yes, because even though I'm a Bengals fan, he ain't on my damn fantasy team. He was on my opponent's fantasy team. And because he ended up with 34.8 points, I lost by 7.
Dang, homie.
So who they? Damn. That's all I'm saying. I was like, yeah, we killing these boys. Then I was like, oh, damn, I'm losing.
I won. You what?
I felt like Chris.
Yeah. Oh, damn, we lose.
What? Oh,
I lost.
I lost.
But you know what? So here's the question I have for you though, D. With what he did, do you think he'll be back next year?
Is he supposed to be a free agent?
Yeah, he's I don't know the extent of it. I don't know if they have like restricted free agent rights or something or whatever the case may be. But yeah, do you sign him or do you let him go?
Okay. It depends, but I would say no. Because bro, it's one game. Now, if we win out and make it to the playoffs and he wins the playoff game,
then he really not re-signing with you.
Then he's really not re-signing. Somebody's gonna put a bug in his ear and he's gonna be a top-notch free agent. But if he only plays, however long he plays mediocre. The Bengals don't make the playoffs. We end up with a number 15 or number 14 in the draft. Then he's gonna be a backup right behind Joe Burrow again. I don't think he's shown enough that people will. I don't see his situation as a Jimmy Garoppolo situation where Jimmy Garoppolo played well, and he really played very well for New England. And then he went somewhere else. I think NFL teams got enough of doing that with some quarterbacks in the past that had one good game, two good games, and then they paid them all that money in free agency, and then they did absolutely nothing. Remember, Green Bay signed homeboy that had the 6 touchdowns against Seattle, and they Green Bay signed him.
That was Green Bay quarterback.
They was playing Seattle.
No, he threw 6 touchdown passes against the Lions, and then signed with Seattle.
I knew it was somebody in some shiny ass uniforms.
He signed with Seattle.
It was Detroit.
Yeah, well, hold up. But when he signed with Seattle, he still didn't play because they drafted Russell Wilson, and Russell Wilson outplayed him in the
took his spot. Right, took his spot. Right. So I'm saying they paid him on.
Don't you hate it when that happens?
Nobody else is gonna do that. So no, like I said, unless he continues to play like he played the other night, that's the only way. Other than that, he'll be back in Seattle as a backup. He'll be Joe Burrow's backup. Yeah, back in the net.
I got you. All right, we don't have this on here, but I want to talk about this real quick because Dante mentioned it earlier before we start recording, and that's the situation in Chicago with Chicago possibly having the number 1 pick and another top 5 pick, depending on where they finish. So Chicago has a situation, they have a decision to make, and that's with Justin Fields. Justin Fields is in his 3rd year. Next year, he'll be on his last year of his rookie contract, unless they pick up the 5th year option. So he may have 2 more years on his contract, but at least he has 1. So the question is, I'm gonna go to you first, Dante. You Chicago. Do you trade the number 1 pick? Do you draft the quarterback with number 2 and trade Fields? What is it that you want to do? Or do you draft another player with the number 1 pick at being your favorite player?
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I think the Bears have 2 first-round picks out of all them trades they made, right? And if that's the case, you might want to check that, Rodney. I think they have 2 first-round picks. And so
two top 5.
2 top 5s? Oh.
Mm-hmm.
If they have 2 top 5s, I'm keeping Justin Fields. I'm drafting Marvin Harrison Jr. number 1, and then fix another hole with that other pick somewhere.
Get another linebacker, like the same way that Houston did. Get somebody in the middle, the same way that they got Will, what's his name?
Yeah.
And I mean, they basically got 2 generational players back to back. Houston did. I'm totally in agreement with you, Dante. I keep not only do I keep Justin Fields, I get rid of the sucky ass offensive coordinator and go find me somebody better that's going to utilize the skills that I have in this kid and go ahead and let him play. As they've been saying, let him cook. Get him a receiver, get him somebody around him, man. You haven't put anybody, well, now you got DJ Moore. So go get you another top-notch receiver. Go get, and then, oh my God. Or what you do, get you another top-notch receiver with one of them picks if you can get Marvin Harrison, and then with the other pick, trade it and get you some damn offensive linemen to protect this boy so he can throw the ball to DJ Moore and to the wide receiver that you just got. Justin Fields be running for his life. So that's what, man, you gotta get some offensive linemen, and you got to do something better.
And real quick, Dorian.
Uh-huh.
Going back to your team, the reason why I like them keeping Fields to Harrison, it's like your boys with Rodney. I mean, we know there's a delay. I mean, come on, bro. Anyway, it's like your boys in Cincinnati with Burrows and him getting his receiver from LSU. You know what I mean? So you getting a receiver from the same school that you played with, you can build that chemistry with, Justin Fields running some kind of option that they're used to. So like I said, that's why I thought about that. You keep him and you go with Marvin, kind of like with your boys finally getting them a receiver, and look what Burrow did. Get him somebody to throw to.
Right. Yeah, but you also too got to get somebody to protect him. My goodness. That dude, man, if they don't find somebody to protect him, they're gonna get him hurt. They already got him hurt earlier this season, and it was funny because everybody tried to make a big deal about him talking about coaching when they add the question that they asked him earlier in the season, and then he said something about coaching, and everybody tried to jump all on him, talking about he trying to blame it on the coaching. He trying to blame it on the coaching. Yeah, I'm gonna blame it on the coaching. Protect me, do something so that I'm not getting chased and killed out here, bruh. Them defensive linemen be chasing him around like Pepe Le Pew be chasing them cats. Every time he say hike, he just basically start running, trying to throw because he about to get sacked. So get rid of the coach. It's coaching. Get rid of the offensive coordinator. Get you a receiver and get you some offensive linemen to help this boy out. It's that simple. But I'm keeping Justin Fields. I'm definitely keeping Justin Fields. He hasn't given me a reason to get rid of him. All that they've given me a reason to do is get rid of the coaches that can't seem to do nothing to make him better.
So here's the problem though. This if they get rid of Eberflus, whatever his name is, this will be his third head coach in 4 years. Mm-hmm. So I like Justin Fields. So what it comes down to, this is what it comes down to. Who do you like more, Justin Fields or Caleb Williams and 3 more years of a rookie contract? Because that's what it's going to come down to.
Justin Fields.
But
the thing is I can go into negotiations. I can go into negotiations with Justin Fields and not have to pay him Joe Burrow money. Mm-hmm. I can go into negotiation with Justin Fields and not have to pay him any of that kind of money. Well, why would I risk that on Caleb Williams? Because to be honest with you, Caleb Williams really hasn't shown too much this year.
Here's the problem with going in negotiation with Justin Fields.
Absolutely not. Right.
Your average NFL quarterback, your number 15 quarterback, averages $35 million a year. Caleb Williams or whoever you draft at number 1 gonna get you 12. So you got
okay. So do you want to keep sucking? So you want to keep being terrible?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What has Justin Fields done though? What has he done?
Exactly, Dorian. Exactly, Dorian.
No. What
hold on, right? Hold on.
Let's say hey, I'm gonna get this man $35 million a year, even on a discounted contract. Go ahead.
Rodney, you just said to start. The problem was he's had 3 different coaches in 3 years. So why would you let him go to bring in another new quarterback that still has the crappy ass coaches that have been there? So it defeats the purpose. You keep Justin Fields, try to find you a better offensive coordinator or quarterback coach in a situation like you said. they've been through their third coach in 3 years. The problem, like you say, is the coach.
Mm-hmm.
The coach is
So
pretty much understood.
Fields.
Now it's pretty much understood that the coach is going to be gone, and maybe even the general manager at the end of this year. So no matter what, whoever the quarterback is going to be, going to have a new coach. But here's the problem. I mean, here's the thing that they're look at. I can go with even whatever the quarterback. May from North Carolina, Williams from USC, whoever it is that I want to get, I can get another quarterback, reset my clock as far as having to pay this dude. I can take this money and go out and get me some offensive linemen to better protect whoever it is that I'm playing. I still got another top five draft pick there where I can try to even if I can trade Fields, get another first round pick, package that up, and still go up and get Marvin Harrison. So now I got Marvin Harrison. You got Marvin Harrison and nobody to throw to him.
Like Dorian said, you're gonna suck a little longer.
I got Caleb Williams. I got Marvin Harrison. I got money to go out and get offensive linemen. I can get more people.
Who's to say they get Williams at number 5? So then you're gonna have no quarterback like Dorian said to throw to.
I got number 1, man.
You talking about what has Justin Fields shown? What has Caleb Williams shown you? What has Caleb Williams shown you that's better than Justin Fields? The only thing you can say is that he's cheap. That's the only thing. That's the only reason that you going with Caleb Williams.
Yep.
What other reason
exactly
do you have to go with Caleb
Williams? He's gonna cost you less money.
What other reason do you have to go with Caleb Williams?
Let me give you the reason
why. Don't pull out no college stats.
I'm pulling up Justin Fields stats right now.
$12 million.
We just talked about why Justin.
Yeah, you just said it right. You get him at $12 million.
I'm pulling up Justin Fields stats.
So why is Caleb Williams gonna be better, Rodney? Why is he gonna be better?
Why are you pulling up some stats?
Line behind the same.
So why are you pulling up stats, dude?
How is Caleb Williams gonna be better?
Okay.
What are you doing?
You're not hearing what I said.
What are you doing?
They're getting rid of the coaching staff. Coaching staff is gone. Period.
Hold on, dude.
You can't talk about stuff that ain't. You trying to talk about Justin Fields? And
I'm keeping Justin Fields too, but I'm trying to see how Rodney's gonna justify this thing.
Talk about what's there. If
even with
under that coaching staff, don't try to use Justin Fields' present stats and then try to do some hypothetical shit next year about the coach.
We gonna use what you said.
That's not what I said.
We're gonna use what you said. We're gonna use what you said. With the coaches that's there right now. What has Justin Fields done right now with the coaches that's there now?
What is Caleb Williams gonna do with the same coaches?
So if it's the same, okay. If Justin Fields ain't doing jack,
I ain't trying to save money.
The only reason that you have to choose Justin Fields, the only reason that you have
Rodney,
to choose Caleb Williams over Justin
you're
Fields
being
is
cheap.
money. That's it. That's the
No.
you got, Rodney.
I'm being
cheap.
Smart.
Right? It comes
about money.
Money.
Smart. No,
smart and cheap.
Listen. Justin Fields. They were about to bench Justin Fields because he was playing so bad. He's been horrible this year, and you know that. There's nothing
because his offensive line.
No. On the team they have right now. On the team they have right now. I don't care who the quarterback is. You put Williams in there, whoever the quarterback. I don't care. On the team they have right now, Justin Fields has sucked. Okay. You know that. I'm not saying.
Okay.
I'm not saying.
So with that,
why would I listen? Why would I commit to him? No, listen, Dory. Why would I commit to him?
Not what I said. That's not.
So anyway, dudes, who are your picks? Because that's not what they said. We got another. That's not what they said. Moment. Who you got, dudes? Why they figure this out? Get in here, dude.
I told you I'm keeping Justin Fields.
Dante about to get kicked out. You gonna listen to what I'm saying. Justin Fields has sucked. So there is no way I'm gonna invest any more money, nothing in Justin Fields.
That's all I said, Rodney, was that the only reason that you have
you're doing nothing.
else over Justin Fields is money. That was the only point that I made.
It's money.
No, listen. Because of that money, I can get a better team. Because now I can
So you're making my point.
You're making my point.
Who?
You are.
Who? Who are you going to get better? Who are you going to get better?
Who can go get better players?
Who are you going to get better than Justin Fields?
What 18 other quarterbacks in the league is better than Justin Fields.
You're going to get better than Justin Fields, as Dorian has asked you. Period.
There are at least 18. Look, we can go down the list and list at least 18 quarterbacks that's better than Justin Fields.
What quarterback
are you going to
get better than Justin Fields?
In my opinion,
draft, right? Even for cheap.
How do you get him? That's available. That's available.
I got the number. What Dante just said. In my opinion, Caleb Williams is head and shoulders above Justin Fields. Way better than Justin Fields.
I didn't say
because what? Because what?
I didn't say
what
that.
Has he done?
I didn't say that. That's not what I said. That's not what I said.
I
said who you gonna go get that's better than Justin Fields from the draft.
I just told you.
That's not what I said. Like Dorian said. That's not what I said.
I just told you. I'm going with Caleb Williams. It's a no-brainer to me.
You told me what?
Because you're talking about money.
No-brainer.
Because you're talking about money.
And he's a better quarterback.
Because you're talking about money.
D, what? Doran?
No, he's not.
What has Justin Fields done? Please tell me. Tell me what Justin Fields has done.
He has run for his life.
I gotta go
the
give you a
whole season. Like I said, he's run for his life. The reason that Justin Fields is bad, and you hear
the brother can't even throw 200 yards a game
because he can't throw the ball. How you gonna throw it like you gonna get down back?
Hold on. What's his name?
He's throwing with three brothers on top of him.
You gonna throw the ball, and there's three people surrounding you.
Who has the worst offensive line, the Jets or the Bears?
Bears.
The Bears don't have a worse offensive line than the Jets. The Bears don't get the Jets offensive line is the worst line in the NFL. And freaking Zach Wilson.
Okay, so who second?
So
who got the second worst offensive line?
It doesn't matter. The question was who has the worst. And you want to talk about Justin Fields running around? What is Zach Wilson doing? Zach Wilson doing? And they got a better record.
We're not talking about the Jets. We're talking about the Bears.
We are talking about the Bears. You keep talking about the offensive line. That's what you just said.
That's why Justin Fields sucks. Because
he sucks.
And you start talking about the
he sucks.
You said Justin Fields hater. You're a Justin Fields hater.
Listen, shut up.
I wanted the Lions to draft Justin Fields when he came out. They traded the pick to the Bears. He probably would have had a much better career. He wouldn't be gun shy had he gone to anybody else but the Bears. But he went to the Bears, and he sucks since he's been at the Bears. Right, yes, he can run the ball. I'm not going to take that away from him. He can run the ball, but he is absolutely horrible as a quarterback. He's a running back.
Okay, can we get Dooze's opinion on this situation? Dooze, you got two picks, two top 5 picks.
I'm keeping Justin Fields.
Keeping Justin.
Y'all can keep Fields and stay 4-18 and 16 on the season, and it's only 17 games.
And I'm trading one of my picks.
Hey, Rodney, when did Caleb Williams start giving you some of his Neil money?
You keep him.
It sounds like some secret. Like you promoting Caleb Williams.
Well, they said they were going to get rid of the
money. Y'all holding
coordinator, right?
They need to.
That's what D said. That's what they. Yeah. So if that's the case,
Doris said we can't talk about what might happen. We got to talk about what is happening.
Yeah.
Got me over here fussing.
That was awesome. Before we get to
because you're wrong.
One other thing.
That's why
you're
wrong.
Really mad.
You wrong.
This why Rodney really mad. Y'all see?
I gotta bring this up.
You see the bottom line cutoff, y'all. You see Rodney down there. This is what Rodney's so mad and uptight about, y'all. He started out the season 6-0. Look at him now. Dorian
no.
Dorian was in
I
first
was
place.
5-0. I'm going 1-7. I was 5-0, and I've gone 1-7 since.
Dang, right, you
so
heard.
He better win this
but
week.
If I had a quarterback like Justin Fields, I might be winning.
First of all, you got Patrick Mahomes, and you're still 6-7.
Yeah, right. He has Patrick Mahomes. He got my quarterback.
And he has no receivers whatsoever. I hate Pat Mahomes this year.
What?
He killing me. Skip the NFL. We going to the NBA.
Wait a minute, Rodney. Wait a minute. I see Rashee Rice up there. What do you mean he has no receivers?
And he got
hold up. I see Michael Wilson on there also for the Bears. Y'all said the Bears don't have no receivers. That's your point?
Also got Travis Kelce Smith.
Anyway,
we're going to basketball, y'all. So that's why Rodney's uptight. We want to apologize for his frustration. He was talking a lot of shit to start the season off. Now, you know, he a game away this week, y'all, from not making the playoffs. So on the other sport, Rodney, let's talk about your badass Detroit Pistons or something. Let's get on to the NBA. What was going on? We had monkey business galore, dudes. Wait a minute. Hold on, dudes. After all that, man, them boys went off. That's not what he said like last week.
I got a tribute to Rodney's fantasy season.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Angry with that monkey.
Hey, dude, we gonna get that black, dudes.
Huh?
Time for the NBA dudes and black
dudes.
I don't know. For some reason, my beard gets blacker when I go on vacation than it does when I'm around y'all.
Oh no, man. LeBron is a bitch, though. He is.
Really, right?
He is.
Dude. What
LeBron is so soft.
President
Man, LeBron is the softest 6'8", 260-pound man ever.
The only issue I saw there was with the referee. The referee didn't really understand that he can't comprehend the nuts and bolts of basketball.
Two grown black men
competition and trash talking. And there you go. I didn't want to go there, but yeah, black men talking. But I mean, LeBron went over there, but LeBron wasn't going to fight. It was no fight was about to break out. It was nothing that serious, you know, in what they're saying. And, you know, he asked LeBron, you know, what are you going to do? And nothing was going to happen. So the referee just couldn't, you know, he didn't understand and he could interpret, you know, what we do as basketball players. You know, we're not professionals, but we feel like we are. So, yeah, I said we. So the referee just couldn't. He couldn't relate.
I'm like, we.
Yeah. So, but the referee couldn't relate. So, I mean, the referee should have just stepped away or whatever and kept going because that was nothing to look at. That was nothing that was serious.
Or at least
definitely wasn't an ejectable.
No.
Yeah. It wasn't worthy of that. Of an ejection.
It's like, you know, push LeBron away. Say, hey. Move him out the way, you know, that kind of thing. Tell his teammates, hey, come get your boy, you know, get the coach. Hey, coach, you step over here, you step over here. Because he didn't even give him a warning. At least say, hey, if y'all keep at this, I'm gonna tee y'all up. You know, say something like that to just break it up. But that wasn't worthy of that. But at the same time, what's funny is email Udoka talking about you walking over here like you gonna do something. Well, you wasn't finna do nothing either.
At all.
You talking. And when you knew he wasn't gonna do nothing because ain't neither one of y'all gonna risk that money. So
exactly.
but you gonna talk shit about him not doing nothing when you knew he wasn't gonna do nothing in the first place. That's that whole hold me back. Hold me back. So it's like, man, stop.
But the thing, the referee should have known that they weren't going to do anything. Yeah, you know, LeBron had it been the choke master, Draymond Green with the
right.
The what you call it, the rear naked choke.
You're out of here.
Yeah, then it would be different. But now
LeBron, if that was old school, then yeah. If that was
where my conspiracy music at, Dante, where my play that conspiracy music. Where is that?
You're gonna be wrong again.
Down there, the music thing.
Rodney's just wronger than Wrongerson tonight.
No, that ain't funny.
LeBron.
So what's his name? Okay,
LeBron referees take up for him too much.
Now, so here's my conspiracy. I'm
LeBron too much.
I'm channeling my inner Dante right now.
That's
but
good.
There you go. But it's all about Udoka. I don't do
conspiracy, I do fact.
It's all about Udoka. Because the NBA don't like Udoka. They suspended him for that stupid mess.
Because he hooked up that woman.
Yeah. So anything to mess with Udoka, that's what they're gonna do. And in that particular situation right there, how did they get ejected? Did he give him 2 techs apiece?
No, Udoka already had 1 technical.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
No.
Well, what about LeBron? LeBron got
technical from early in the game. Yeah.
No, that was LeBron's first
LeBron
tech.
crying about because LeBron getting him.
Yeah. Like I said, it wasn't an ejectable offense at all.
So here's the question: you gonna do something about that play?
He got in trouble.
But last night during the game, when LeBron was playing against the Suns, and the brother didn't even have the ball. How you gonna call timeout and you didn't have a ball in your hand? How does that work? You don't have the ball, but you gonna Dooze? Talk to me. How do you call timeout when you don't have the ball in your hand?
That was the superstar treatment. LeBron's superstar just eclipsed KD's superstar on that.
With 3 refs on the floor, Dooze. Explain that to us.
Well, the refs didn't see it.
None of them. That's the problem. Didn't nobody see that they didn't have the ball in their hand?
Now look, I'm not saying that they didn't actually see it, but the book answer is they didn't see it.
He was looking at the ball.
There's been 2 plays in this
LeBron hallway who was away from the ball calling timeout without the ball, like Rodney said.
There's been 2 plays this week.
Jordan rules.
One in the NBA.
You can't say that to LeBron.
We had a play in the NBA, which is the LeBron play, the phantom timeout, and you had a play in the NFL, a blatant. I mean, you couldn't get no more blatant pass interference than what the Eagles did to the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, the end of the game, you tackled a man, and none of the ref, not one ref, see what happened, and it just goes to show you the state of the refereeing in all these sports. It's just horrible.
Well, like you said about the football, it's about the money. You know, who do you think they want to see in Vegas?
That was a horrible play. Also, the referees in the NFL, absolutely horrible. Absolutely horrible.
Well, he did kind of hit him in his face.
It would be different if he poked him.
Real quick, Rod, the NFL
when he straight poked him. Yeah, he wasn't trying
to rubbed his mustache, right?
Okay.
And you see the memo that came out from my buddy Goodell office? Goodell, my buddy Roger Goodell, sent out a memo to all the teams today, speaking of that incident, letting everybody know. You start tripping like this and that, touch refs, you're going to get fined, probably suspended and everything else. Now, going back to the NBA, like you gentlemen were talking about, let's say Udoka and LeBron had touched each other. What would have happened in the league? You got 2 high-profile individuals, the player and the coach. They get suspended or whatever. You're going to start passing new rules to change. What are the rules? Like y'all talking about in basketball. The referees are horrible, and there's no punishment for referees. All the punishment comes down on players. Football, the new rules is players' fault. Back to you, dudes, on the basketball. What's going on with your NBA refs and why they giving LeBron so much leeway?
Their punishments, they're just not the same types of punishments that the players get. Like
and I don't think they're publicized.
Yeah, they don't get fined like players do or anything of that nature. They get graded down, so then they end up not refereeing playoff games or might not be able to ref like the in-season tournament finals or something. Those kind of high profile extra games, they don't get those, so they get punished. They get punished in that way, but not. And like Dooze was saying, they don't get punished publicly kind of the way that you see players or a coach would be and that kind of thing. But yeah, I think that I don't know about that one as far as the NFL goes. And I say that because, yeah, he might not have been trying to, but he hit dude in the face. And the thing is that even, you know, they were talking to each other. Now, Greenlaw was pointing at the dude behind the guy, but they still was fussing at each other. And then he reached across there and he did hit dude in the face. He did hit dude in the face. Now, could the ref not have ejected him? Yes. Could he just thrown the flag? Yes. He could have done that instead of ejecting him. I don't think that was an ejectable
because
offense.
Because it wasn't a punch or a slap or anything like that.
That's not because I think intent in that way. But he did touch dude, and I think that was foul, and it should have been a flag, not an ejection. The same way with Udoka. I think that they could have figured out a way.
A delay a game or something, yeah.
Delay a game, they could have figured out a way to say, hey,
delay a game on both teams. Delay a game.
Delay a game on both teams. Hey, y'all settle down, go to your end of the court. You go to this end of the court till cooler heads prevail. I don't like it when even though I don't necessarily think that refs intentionally do this, but I do think the cliche of them saying that the refs shouldn't be part of the action, that they should be silent. You know what I'm saying? They should be seen and not heard. I definitely do believe that. I don't like when the refs start kind of making themselves part of the game, so to speak. I don't like when they do that. And this was one of those occasions where, you know, just let it go, separate everybody and keep it moving and let the games play on. But we starting to see that, you know, just from stuff with we know with Allen Iverson, what we seen with CP3, that these refs be on something.
Oh yeah.
So Dante made the statement. What would happen if LeBron? I was
just going to ask you that, Dorian.
With a
what you said?
Put hands. First off, LeBron ain't gonna put hands on nobody.
No. LeBron's not gonna mess his money up. Yeah.
That plus he's still the softest 6'8", 260-pound brother in the league.
We talking about LeBron, man.
Now when LeBron show up at your house,
what's the same thing? From behind the door. I don't care where I am.
So all right. So would you accept LeBron under the New York Knicks?
Real quick update. Going back to what Dorian said.
He said he'll take LeBron on the Knicks, though.
But see, so here's the thing. Here's the problem.
Hey, quick update, guys.
Those that know me know that me and LeBron would have no animosity had he made the correct decision when he made that damn decision.
Hey, it don't get no more correcter than not going to the Knicks.
Sucker. Well, go ahead, Dante.
Dolan.
Hey, quick update, guys. On something Dorian said, a point Dorian made. Your job, you know, to be seen and not heard, or what got into it with was a security guard.
Why was he even
security out there doing something not heard? In the first place? You shouldn't even be that close to the field. Your job is to protect you from coming out the stadium. Not on the field. You should have never even put hands on Greenlaw, because when they got up from the tackle, it was the security guard, not a coach or anything, that pushed Greenlaw away. And like Dorian said, Greenlaw wasn't even trying to approach him. He was talking to somebody, pointing at somebody, talking smack to him in the background. But the update is that security guard is being punished, about to be punished as well through the team. Because like Dorian said, your job is to be seen, not heard, protect the team from the fans. So I just wanted to throw that in there real quick. And going back to another quick thing Dorian talked about, CP3 in the situation, I forgot the ref's name. You haven't heard that ref's name in what, like a week now?
Scott Foster.
In-season tournament.
Yeah, let's talk about some good stuff in basketball, dudes. So
if we still talking about bad stuff, can we talk about James Harden? No, that's not what I'm talking about. Did y'all see the interview that he did?
Look, I always get my point in there, man.
Oh yeah.
What happened?
Go ahead, talk.
Okay.
Tell us, D.
Tell us, D.
Okay, I'm totally done with James Harden.
Oh,
even though I was already done.
I want to see it. I want to see
I was already done. I'm totally done. So this is what he says. This is in the Athletic. And again, I guess it's the professor in me in knowing how sentences are structured and
why Dorian's picking up that video because I want to see this about Harden.
No, it's not. It's not video. It's written. It's written from the guy that wrote the dude that did the interview wrote the interview out. So he says. So he says when you decided you were
show our viewers.
So it says when you decided you were done in Philly, was it always Clippers or nothing else? What was your thought process? He said it was about trying to get to a situation where I could get paid and obviously have a chance to win at the highest level.
Mm-hmm.
Then he says these last few years I sacrificed so much, whether it's role, whether it's financial, that at this point it's over with. I just want to be able to move forward and still have the opportunity to make some money and obviously win at the highest level. So his whole thing, this whole time, is about making some money, and then secondarily, and obviously to win some games. Dude, you have said it. The first thing that comes out your mouth in this entire interview, every time they ask him about something, the first thing he says
was making money.
Is about getting paid. That's the first thing.
Because you were on the team with the MVP.
Well, bro, we knew that when he opted into his contract. He had at that time in the summer, he had the chance to go to any team he wanted to go to.
The United States of America.
But when he found out that there was no other team out there that was willing to pay him what
that's where he took that money.
He took the money. And then you want to start complaining, I need to get traded. That's all he wanted in the first place. So now everybody in the NBA knows that James Harden does not care about winning basketball games.
Take advantage
of
the system.
Get his stats and get his money. That's all he ever cared about.
No,
like you said,
he cares about
no matter what
money.
Yeah, no matter what, he's not going to be happy. He's proven that when he left Houston, when he left Brooklyn. He was a KD and Kyrie. So winning, if you want to win, that would be the place to stay. Then he went there with Embiid, who was the MVP last year. So no matter where he goes, he's not going to be happy. He's proven that.
And he's not going to be happy eventually. They're playing a much better brand of basketball right now.
Happy.
But come playoff time,
always happy.
James Harden going to become James Harden. I mean, it's guaranteed to happen. He's going to do the same thing he always does when it comes playoff time. Why? Because he want to go on vacation. I'm convinced. He want to play June.
They had a 7-game series against Boston, and he had 2 great games, and all the rest of them were horrible.
Why you mad?
So D, that's your boy James Harden. D, that's your boy James.
You all about the.
Oh, I ain't mad at all.
Money, right?
Let's go to the in-season tournament.
What I was mad about was when they was talking about trying to put Harden on the Knicks. That's what I was mad about.
Advantage of the system.
That's what I was mad about. But you know what?
I'm not mad about the system. That's why he's.
What you ain't mad about?
What I'm not mad about is the in-season tournament that we knew nothing about, didn't know how it was going to work out, but has turned into like one of the best things we've watched in the NBA in a long time. The way this thing works, they divided the teams up into what was it 6 different or 8 different how did they divide? Was it 8 different pods or whatever?
Pods.
4,
I think it might have been 4 regions. Yeah, I don't think it was 6. I don't think it was
4.
Was it 8 regions?
However they did it.
It was 8, wasn't it? How many?
I thought it was 14.
30. Yeah, so 4. A, B, C, D. Yeah, group.
However they did it, they did well.
Yeah, it was 4 groups.
They played like a preseason 4 games tournament, just like most of the international tournaments. You play the round robin, and then you get into the knockouts, which has actually been pretty cool. And the fact that there's money on the line,
national rules
for these games.
Yeah.
It was 6. I thought it was 6.
It was 6. It was 3. It was East. It was East ABC, West ABC.
Okay.
Yeah.
And with 5 teams in each one.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but what they've been doing is they played the preliminary games, and then you had the knockout rounds. And right now we're in the semifinals. Earlier today, you had the Milwaukee Bucks going against the Indianapolis. I'm sorry, not
Pacers.
Indianapolis, Indiana Pacers, and it was a great game. I mean, an absolutely great game. But one of the things that Dante has on here, the way that determine who moved forward in the playoffs in the tournament, rather, they had a score differential component. So what the teams were doing was, instead of at the end of games where you had, they put
Boston got in, run up the score.
You put your players on the bench so they don't get hurt. Well, in these particular games, they was leaving all the starters out there to try to run the score as high as they could, because that score might come into play when you get time to determine who goes further into the tournament. And it did for a couple of people, like the Kings. The Kings beat out Golden State because of the score. Boston beat out who was it? Was it Philadelphia that they beat out because of the score?
I think it's Philadelphia.
So the score came into play
actually
in this tournament, which was cool.
That's another score enough points.
So, Dooze, what's your thoughts on the Vegas tournament that we're not at right now?
I'm definitely enjoying. Well, like you said, I'm not enjoying the fact that we're not there, but I'm definitely enjoying the in-season tournament because of how hard the teams are playing and how hard they're competing. Now, I am saddened by the fact that it takes something like this to encourage, to get the guys to play hard, to get millionaires to play hard when they're already being paid, all this money to, play, hard, play basketball. So, and I think that's part of where they decided to use the scores to, get the teams to continue to play hard, play hard the whole way or whatever. And, that whole situation, to me, that's kind of sad that you have to come up with different gimmicks to get people to do what they're paid, paid to do. But whatever, we're the winners because we get to see good basketball. And like we discussed it off air, now Tyrese Halliburton has become my second favorite player, right behind Kyrie now.
A baller.
Because, oh my God, I mean, he destroyed my Celtics. He had Drew Holiday spinning in circles and doing the what was it? The Russian dancer, Baryshnikov?
Baryshnikov.
Pirouette, yeah. Oh man, he had Drew Holiday spinning around in circles, man, looking like Michael Jackson.
Way back, man.
Yeah.
Him and Gregory Hines, one of the best movies ever.
Oh yeah, so he had him spinning around, and he's making his threes. He has the ugly three-pointer.
Ugly.
The ugliest shot I've ever seen. Oh, that's an ugly
but
shot.
It goes in.
And it goes in. So he destroyed my Celtics. And then, today, earlier this evening, he destroyed Milwaukee. And, I love to see these young teams playing as hard as they do, because, I think sadly, that's a lost art. So it's been a great tournament so far, and we'll see what LeBron and the Lakers will do tonight, with the Pelicans. What's the update on that?
They got
commercial break. We're going to talk about Zion and
they got me on the commercial break.
The Lakers up. The Lakers up 13.
Who won that game?
67,
so we'll see. So we'll see how that goes.
Let's get an update on that tournament.
But it's great to see that like I said, that the teams are playing so hard. So sad that it takes something like a gimmick to make them play hard.
I watched
they
the
are
Suns
playing
game.
Hard.
We talked about the referees and everything. I'm sorry, dude. They are.
No, you good.
I'm sorry about that, dudes. With the delay, my bad, y'all. NBA. I watched the tournament. It's turning out to be nice. Like you said, they finally playing for something. But last night we talked about the fiasco with the referees and everything. The Suns blew that game themselves. They had 22 turnovers, I think. They should actually blew the Lakers out. But it goes to the point though. LeBron was not going to let the Lakers lose despite all the gifts, Christmas gifts that the Suns were giving. That boy was bold. Hey, I came up in the Jordan era. I'm a Boston fan at heart. Jordan is not my favorite player. I'm Larry Bird till I get buried. All-around player. LeBron, at 38 years old, the argument's over. This season tournament and the way the NBA looks, the Lakers may be in the playoffs again if AD Glassman steps up. LeBron is going to get one or possibly two MVPs regardless of what the Lakers do this year. And that's being totally unbiased, totally objective. LeBron is at another level right now. And I think that had a lot to do with the situation with his son, Bronny, who, by the way, has been cleared to play. Bronny's back. And so I think that's motivated him even more. LeBron,
the only thing that
level, y'all heard
what worries me about LeBron is the fact that he has to do so much and carry so much of the load and play so many minutes. It's only a matter of time before his body breaks down. Even though he's not human, he's a machine. But it's just a matter of time. We've seen it, with all our favorite players. Their body parts start falling off. And I remember Kobe the last couple of years, his shoulder came out, doing a regular two-hand dunk, a basic dunk. Then, of course, it was well documented about the Achilles injury that he sustained. And so, AD and the other and the supporting cast are definitely going to have to step it up and, support LeBron because, he's doing the yeoman job of playing all these minutes and carrying the load, but it's only a matter of time. Father Time is still undefeated.
Undefeated.
Look at all these gray hairs on my face here. Hey, real quick. Hey, Rodney, real quick. The reason why. No. Put that back up. I'm not on vacation. No, hey, let's put that back up. The reason why I got Dooze up on solo. So you look in the bottom right-hand corner of Dooze's picture, y'all. You see basically 3 top 5 of the greatest players ever right there. So you add LeBron and Jordan. There's your greatest top 5 ever.
It's 4.
It's in that picture right there alone, guys.
Yeah, I'm the picture with the boys, with the 3.
It's 5, ain't it?
You got Danny Ainge up there too.
That's right. That's right. Dudes was speaking French earlier, talking about we. He was like, we did this and we did that. Like, damn, we play like, man, dude, I miss you.
Yeah, we were in the NBA, right?
Hey, me and John Stark was balling, wasn't he?
Yeah, we even played for the Cardinals one year, a couple of years back with Ozzie, Lonnie, and Willie McGee.
Willie McGee.
I can't catch a baseball, but I can hit.
Again, y'all know me and LeBron don't get along, but even with
LeBron
that,
knows you.
Even with that, no, he my arch enemy.
I'm almost certain he doesn't.
He my arch enemy, man. But even with that, I will have to admit that LeBron is one of the top 5 greatest players to ever play basketball. With that being said, there is no way the Lakers gonna win this season if LeBron has to play like LeBron playing right now.
Yeah, he's carrying too much of the load.
It's not gonna happen. LeBron, he can't. He's about to be 39 years old in 3 weeks.
Hey guys,
you're not gonna play. You can't play this man 40 minutes a game throughout the season and expect him to be ready come April. It's just not gonna happen. If they don't get them some kind of help. If Anthony Davis, who has the most talent of almost any player in the league,
and he's been playing great the last couple of games as well too.
But that's just it. He plays great.
Hey guys.
Sometimes, not all the time.
Then he'll have 7 points.
Fellas, I got breaking news. I know
What's the breaking news?
About to end the show soon. Yeah, something we haven't covered in a second, y'all. And that's one of the sports that we all play. Dude, do you play get out on the link, sir? As they would call it, play golf. Righty. I found somebody. I got a golf update. I think we found somebody that you can beat. You get out there. Have you ever been out there with the boys on the links, Dooze?
No, but if I go out there, I'm pretty sure I'd probably be the prettiest guy out there.
And the reason I'm putting this up there, this is breaking news. Oh, let's see. Breaking news, y'all.
You watch who? Who is Bagger Dance? That ain't his name though. Bagger Dance.
I'ma show you how to get it. It go right foot up, left foot slide, left foot up, right foot slide. Basically, I'm saying either way we bout to slide. Hey, can't let this one slide. Hey, don't you wanna dance with me? No, I could dance like Michael.
Some dudes. That was part of that monkey business. That would be our favorite coach, Coach Darren Sunkett. We were hoping to have him on the show tonight, so we're gonna ask him about that. What was you doing on relaxation? Hey, but Coach, we invite you to the show and you don't show up. But get you Dan.
For sure, bro. I don't like that shit.
East St. Love 68618. What's up, y'all? But right, you know how we do it. My boy Dab, Professor D Almighty, Dude. My boy Rodney, yeah, he know. I'm gonna holler at him. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, how we do it though, Rodney? You got any opinions about our shit? You guys got any closing arguments?
What's going on here?
Ass Rodney with your $12 million
After
what's happened here?
after that,
closing argument with Dorian. We're gonna give Rodney one closing argument. Because Dorian came in late, y'all. We got to keep
we've already established the fact that Florida State should not be boycotting nothing because they need the money, and that Justin Fields is an absolutely horrible quarterback in the NFL. And if you don't agree with what I just said, kiss it. And on behalf of Geechee Dan,
hold on.
You're stopping me in the middle of my stuff, man.
Angel Reese, 1,000 rebounds. That's all right. I still got to give Angel Reese a shout out. 1,000 rebounds, goddammit.
It should have started out a long time ago.
That mediocre man could never, ever do. I forgot, man. I forgot.
Rodney practices outro.
I'm sorry, Angel. I forgot. But anyway.
All right, Dante.
Kiss it.
I had to get that one. I had to get you out. Anyway, we want to thank each and every one of you for joining us tonight. I've proven Dorian and Dante wrong several times tonight. So continue watching.
How about a little less questions and a little more shut the hell up?
That's right, Dante. Shut the hell up. Press the like button. Press the
subscribe
button. Press
hitting the gavel.
The notification button.
Dorian won this argument tonight. Because that's not what Dorian said.
Geechee Dan who wants that DOOCE. The Wonder Mouse down at the bottom. I'm Rod D. And guess what, y'all? We are.
Don't blame it on sunshine. Don't blame it on sunshine. Don't blame it on the moonlight. Don't blame it on the good times. Blame it on the boogie. Don't blame it on the sunshine. Don't blame it on the moonlight. I don't blame it on the good times. Blame it on the boogie. Sunshine.